It is time to see the top 10 cards spiking the most this week and more in part 2 of this giant size 2-part edition of the Magic the Gathering Market Watch. This video is sponsored by Flipside Gaming. Check out flipsidegaming.com for all your gaming needs. Right now you can pre-order Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles products, Secrets of Strixhaven products, or find a vast number of other great items on their website. Remember, shipping is free in the US if your order is over $100 or consists only of singles. Just look at the description or comment section below for direct links to their site. Hey there, this is John from Heroes and Legends, and welcome to another edition of the Magic the Gathering Market Watch. If you missed part 1 of this week's Market Watch, go back and check it out. There we looked at the cold cards numbers 7 through 4 and the hot cards numbered 20 through 11. Now we're going to count down the top 3 coldest and top 10 hottest cards of the week. As always, our lists are based on 2 pieces of criteria: the percentage change in the value of the cards, as well as the change in the number of sales from week to week. This week, in order for a card to be featured, it had to be moving at least 19% and $1 in either direction. Quickly before we get started though, just one fast thing. I do want to say thank you to one of our silver patrons, and that is Joseph. Joseph, thank you so much for your long-term support on Patreon. It really goes a long way for the channel, and it keeps me making these videos, so thank you so much, Joseph. And now, without any further ado, let's get into it. We'll begin with the coldest cards of the week, part 2. In part 1, all the cards moving down were ones that had recently spiked, and that is true of our top 3 as well. So let's take a look. 2 weeks ago, this was number 11 on the hot list. 1 week ago, it arrived on the cold list to number 2. Last week, it fell to number 3, and that's where it remains this week. Deceit, down 388 to 1611, that's a 19% decrease. We saw this spike recently after it was a 4 of in both Dimir Excruciator decks in the top 8 of Pro Tour lore when eclipsed, including the winning deck. Plus, the Izzet Elementals deck in the top 8 was running 3 copies of Deceit in the main and 1 in the sideboard. Additionally, several other standard decks have been using this, and it has appeared in Pioneer, Modern, and Commander builds as well. However, there are lots of copies of Deceit hitting the marketplace due to the high amount of Lorwyn Eclipse packs being opened, so even though Deceit is a highly played card, the price slides down again this week. Number 2, Saproling Burst, down 438 to 1262, that's a 26% decrease. This heated up after Parallax Tide was banned in Pre-Modern because many thought that the Pandemonium Burst decks, which run 4 copies of this, could perhaps be one of the bigger decks in the new meta. Those builds are still kicking around, but they have not seen the success some believe they would. So now, Saproling Burst is dropping. And moving up 1 spot this week to number 1, Cataclysm from Exodus, down 689 to 2011, that's a 26% decrease. This was spiking recently because it's in Pre-Modern Terrageddon builds. Those decks are still performing fairly well, but Cataclysm spike was pretty aggressive, and as more copies go up for sale, it's now trying to find its proper price point. So it moves down again this week. Now it is time for the main event. We saw the hot cards numbered 20 through 11 in part 1. Now it's time for the top 10 hottest cards of the week, beginning with number 10, Sphere Grid. This is up 202 to 1102, that's a 22% increase. This is from the Final Fantasy Counter Blitz Commander deck. It has been in several Commander builds, including ones around Tidus Yuna's Guardian from its Precon and Choco Seeker of Paradise. However, the upcoming Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles products are what's causing Sphere Grid's price to jump now. The main set, as well as the Turtle Power Commander deck, are both bringing support for +1/+1 counter strategies, so decks that run this are about to get better. Also, I'm seeing players getting Sphere Grid to upgrade the Turtle Power Commander deck, while others want to put it in fresh builds around cards from there, including the front-facing commander, Heroes in a Half Shell, as well as the partner commanders, Leonardo the Balance, and Michelangelo the Heart. Number 9, Circle of Dreams Druid, up 252 to 1096, that's a 30% increase. This has been getting some 1v1 dual commander play and a lot of regular commander play. In dual commander, this is found in partner builds around Miara Thorn of the Glade and Numa Jiraga Chieftain. Over in regular commander, you would see this in Lathril Blade of the Elves and Galta Primal Hunger, for example, but Circle of Dreams Druid is seeing more play in the format now thanks to Lorwyn Eclipse. The set brought us a lot of support for the elf creature type, and the decks that run this card are just better because of it. Additionally, I'm seeing Circle of Dreams Druid and Commander builds run a couple new cards from Lorwyn Eclipse, They are High Perfect Morcant and Marlin, Fey Ascendant. Coming in at number 8, Benny Brack's Zoologist. The Murders at Carlisle Manor Commander copy from the Deep Clue C deck is up 228 to 1128. That's a 25% increase. And the Streets of New Capenna Commander copy, which was found in set booster packs, is up 265 to 1217. That's a 28% increase. This has been in a few commander builds, like the ones around Mr. House President and CEO, as well as Rocco Street Chef, for example. However, this is spiking now because Lorwyn Eclipse and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles both contain support for token creation strategies. Lorwyn had a lot of cards that created Kithkin tokens, and TMNT has cards that create mutagen tokens, food tokens, clue tokens, and more. New cards from both of those sets are what's pushing Benny Brack's price now. For example, I'm seeing this in commander builds around Brigid Clackhan's Heart / Brigand Doan's Mind from Lorwyn Eclipse, and players are picking up Benny Brack's Zoologist to upgrade the TMNT Turtle Power Commander deck. Benny has also been appearing in some commander deck lists around cards from Turtle Power, including the front-facing commander Heroes in a Half Shell, as well as the partner commanders Leonardo the Balance and April O'Neil live on the scene. Number 7, Vexillus Praetor of 409 to 1817. That's a 29% increase. This is from the Warhammer 40k Forces of the Imperium commander deck. It does see commander play in a few builds, like the ones around Inquisitor Greyfax and Marnius Kelgar from its precon. However, this week, in response, MTG on Instagram put out a reel talking about Vexillus Praetor, and copies began to dry up online, which led to the price increase you see here. Now, it can be a useful tool for commander decks running white, but it remains to be seen as to whether this increase will stay. Moving up one spot this week to number 6, Taiko the Patient Avalanche of $4.51 to $18. That's a 33% increase. Magic the Gathering's own Ninja Turtle is spiking now that the release of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle set is imminent. Since this design was originally an homage to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, it's not surprising that this card has several characteristics that synergize with cards from the new product. It's a Turtle Ninja, it supports the Sneak mechanic, and it gets a trigger when you pay to activate Sneak on a card. I'm sure this will see more commander play as a commander and in the 99 of builds thanks to many of the cards from the new set and commander deck. I'm already seeing Taiko in deck lists around Splinter Radical Rat from the main set, and players are grabbing it to upgrade the Turtle Power commander deck too. Additionally, Taiko the Patient Avalanche is in fresh deck lists around several cards from Turtle Power, including Heroes in a Half Shell, as well as partner commander builds around 2 sets of partner commanders, Leonardo the Balance and Michelangelo the Heart, as well as Donatello the Brains and Splinter the Mentor. Alright, quickly before we get to our top 5, just a fast reminder, this video is sponsored by Flipside Gaming. Check out flipsidegaming.com for all your gaming needs. Right now you can pre-order Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles products there. You can also pre-order Secrets of Strixhaven products, or find any number of other great items on their website, Magic related and otherwise. Remember, if your order is over $100 or consists only of singles, shipping will be free in the US. And if you're looking for a direct link to their site, just check out the description or the comments section below. I do have links posted in both of those places. And now, without any further ado, let's get to the top 5. Moving up 3 spots this week to number 5, Arrogant Worm from Torment, up 490 to 1089. That's an 82% increase. This one is hot because of the play it's seeing in the pre-modern format. Arrogant Worm is in the various Madness decks found there, including Selesnya, Simic, 4-color, and 5-color. These builds have been performing well since the meta shifted after the banning of Parallax Tide. Selesnya Madness is the one played the most, however, the professor piloted the Simic variation in a video on Tolarian Community College last week, and that did bring more attention to that variation of the deck and to the pre-modern format as a whole. Coming in at number 4, Sergeant John Benton, up 837 to 872. That's a 2,391% increase if you're doing the math at home. This one's from the Doctor Who Blast from the Past commander deck. It is a fairly popular commander, and it's in the 99 of some builds like the ones around Glunch the Bestower, for example. But why is this price jumping now? Well, simply because the card was bought out. Now, it is a good card that has future potential, but a large-scale buyout of a modern card seems like an odd choice to me. I feel like a lot of copies of John Benton are about to go up for sale as sellers try to take advantage of the drought and the higher price point. Moving up 16 spots this week to number 3, Faces of the Past, up 1148 to 1498. That's a 328% increase. Back in the early days of Magic, we didn't need dialogue. We had Faces of the Past. This 1-print wonder is heating up a little because some players are getting it to upgrade the Lorwyn Eclipse Dance of the Elements commander deck, while others are putting it in fresh builds around the front-facing commander from there, Ashling the Limitless. Faces of the Past is a great combo enabler for those decks. Number 2, Undiscovered Paradise of 1498 to 6497. That's a 30% increase. This reserveless card is spiking because of the play it sees in the pre-modern format. It's a key mana-based card there for multicolored decks like 5-color Hermit Druid, 4-color Reanimator, 5-color Reanimator, and 5-color Alurin. And finally, moving up one spot this week to number 1, Tombstone Stairwell. Up 2759 to 8409, that's a 49% increase. This reserveless card saw a spike in sales after Ben Bateman made a video discussing how useful Tombstone Stairwell can be in Commander Aristocrats builds last week. This has spiked several times over the last few years, and even though those spikes never last, the card has been gradually growing in value over time. This time around, the spike is especially aggressive though, so we'll have to see where the price goes from here. And that is going to do it for part 2 of this giant 2-part edition of the Magic the Gathering Market Watch. If you did make it out to a pre-release this weekend, I hope you had a good time and got some great pulls, great results. Until next time though, hey, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please give us a like and subscribe, and have a great day. Hey, thanks for watching. This video is made possible through the generous support of viewers like you on Patreon. Check out the description below for links to our Patreon page as well as our Amazon affiliate store, where a small percentage of all sales will also help support the channel. Finally, if you haven't had a chance yet to subscribe, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of the new videos on Heroes and Legends. Talk to you again soon, and have a great day.